Hello there you guys, welcome to one of my videos. Man United offered the chance to re-sign Cristiano Ronaldo. Man United have made contact with Cristiano Ronaldo's agent Jorge Mendes over a return. Manchester City are the favourites to sign Ronaldo. Man City are in Cristiano Ronaldo talks. Ronaldo has asked to leave Juventus. Ronaldo left the Juventus training ground. He spent 40 minutes at the training ground. Juventus are willing to sell Ronaldo for 25 million. His current contract at Juventus expires next year. Cristiano Ronaldo has been at Juventus since 2018. Juventus paid €100 million, which equates to around 88 million in pounds sterling. We had Cristiano Ronaldo for 6 years. We had him from 2003 to 2009. When he was with us, he won 3 Premier Leagues. He won the Champions League. He won the FA Cup. He won a couple of League Cups. And he won the FIFA Club World Cup. We got Ronaldo from Sporting Lisbon back in 2003. We paid just £12 million for him. We sold him to Real Madrid back in 2009 for 80 million, so we gained a £68 million profit. Cristiano Ronaldo did enjoy like 10 years with Real Madrid. Ronaldo is regarded as one of the best players in the world. He's won 32 major trophies in his playing career, including 5 Ballon d'Ors. He scored over 780 goals for club and country. But Ronaldo did say a while ago if he was to come back to the Premier League, he'd only come to Manchester United. And earlier on this year, reports from Italy said that Man United offered Cristiano Ronaldo a 2-year contract. Ronaldo is the age of 36. Now on my last video I gave you the news on Declan Rice. The Independent said that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer still wants Declan Rice this summer, but faces a battle for the West Ham midfielder. Said not so long ago that Man United make a Declan Rice swap deal proposal to West Ham for Jesse Lingard. Declan Rice has rejected 3 contract offers at West Ham. Rice is planning to run down his contract. He's got 3 years left on his contract at West Ham. Declan Rice did mention that he's unhappy with West Ham's 100 million price tag. Rice has been at West Ham for like 7 years, so he's been a long-serving player. He's predominantly a holding midfielder, but he can also be deployed as a centre-half. Before he was at West Ham, he was at Chelsea. He was in their youth setup for several years, but he never got into Chelsea's first team. The reasons I'd take Rice at Manchester United is because he's still young, got a lot of development in him, he's well proven in the Premier League, he initially learned his trade in the Premier League, and if he came to Man United, I'd be convinced he'd replicate what he's done in the years he's been with West Ham. But I do believe £100 million is too much for him. I reckon he's worth from between 50 to 60 million. Man United are still in for Eduardo Camavinga from Rennes. Reports from France said not so long ago that Camavinga is set to leave Rennes before the transfer window closes. Camavinga has made Rennes supporters aware that he's played his final game at the club. Rennes are prepared to sell Camavinga for 30 million. Man United accelerate Camavinga interest. It's been Man United and PSG battling it out for him. Real Madrid have also been interested. The other week, Camavinga's agent Jonathan Barnett said that Camavinga was in no hurry to decide his future. Fabrizio Romano has spoken a lot about the Camavinga transfer saga. Man United are not expected to sign Saul Niguez. He said Man United are unlikely to move for Saul Niguez. It says we have to sell players first before we get him. Reports were saying a few days ago that Saul Niguez is set to complete an imminent transfer to Man United, and Fabrizio Romano mentioned that the Saul Niguez transfer was on. And it said Man United would bring Niguez in on an initial loan deal. The loan deal would include an option to buy, or maybe even an obligation to buy next summer. And it said Man United would have paid a loan fee and we would have paid the midfielders full wages for the entire season. Chelsea is the more likely destination for Niguez. Chelsea have overtaken Man United in the race for Niguez. Before the start of the season, it mentioned that Man United had made contact with the agents of Saul Niguez. Niguez has a gentleman's agreement in place with Atletico Madrid that allows him to leave. He's been a long-serving player at Atletico Madrid. He's been with them for 13 years. So he has remained loyal to Atletico Madrid for so long. He's risen up Atletico Madrid's academy. He's made over 300 appearances in all competitions. He has a release clause of £128 million. He's under contract with Atletico Madrid until 2026 because back in 2017 he signed a 9-year contract. Saul Niguez can be deployed as a central midfielder or a holding midfielder. It's 4 days now until the summer transfer window closes. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is pushing for Man United to make one more signing before the transfer window shuts. But the Manchester Evening News said not so long ago that Man United are unlikely to make any more signings. Solskjaer's priority is to get a midfielder in. We have made 3 signings in this summer transfer window. We brought Tom Eaton in, Jadon Sancho and Raphael Varane, and we've spent around £114 million. Manchester United need to sell to buy. Solskjaer's already been warned about this. We have not sold one single player in this summer transfer window, which I am surprised about. We have loaned quite a few players out in this window. We recently loaned Brandon Williams out to Norwich. We loaned Andres Pereira out to Flamengo. We loaned Ethan Laird out to Swansea. We loaned Axel Tuanzebe out to Aston Villa. We loaned Facundo Pellistri out, and we also loaned Tahith Chong out to Birmingham. It looks like Jimmy Garner's going to be going out on loan. Solskjaer confirmed that before the Southampton game. And is Amad Diallo going out on loan? Fabrizio Romano mentioned not so long ago that Amad Diallo is still expected to leave Man United on loan. He mentioned that Crystal Palace have asked for him, and so too have Sheffield United. He's only interested in Premier League clubs. He said that Atlanta want to re-sign Amad Diallo on loan. Solskjaer did say before the Southampton game that he expects Amad Diallo to stay at Man United this season, because Solskjaer mentioned that he was impressed with Amad Diallo in training. Brought Amad Diallo in back in January from Atlanta, got him in a deal worth £37 million. We paid £19 million up front, and Amad Diallo's got a contract with Man United till 2025. But the players, I think Man United need to offload. I think we definitely need to offload Phil Jones. But won't be offloading him in this summer transfer window. Phil Jones will be staying at Manchester United this season, after Solskjaer told him he remains part of his plans for this season. Jones made his comeback from injury in that behind closed doors game against Burnley, because Jones was out with a knee injury for a while. He sustained a knee injury in that cup game against Tranmere. Was that last season? Jones is the only outfield player that's still with us from the Ferguson era. Jones has been long-serving player at Man United. He's endured 10 years at the club, but he has always been inconsistent. When we brought Jones in from Blackburn. Diego Dalot, I also wanted to offload him. Now, I give you the news on Dalot this morning. Sky Sports News said that Borussia Dortmund are in talks to sign Diego Dalot. Borussia Dortmund are interested in a loan deal with an option to buy next summer. It said a few weeks ago, though, that it's very likely that Diego Dalot will be staying at Manchester United. To be fair, he was impressive throughout pre-season. We got Diego Dalot from Porto 3 years ago. We paid £19 million for him. We brought him in under the Jose Mourinho era. Diego Dalot has got a contract with Man United until 2023. Jesse Lingard is another player I want Manchester United to offload. Not so long ago, Solskjaer confirmed that Jesse Lingard remains part of his first team plans for this season despite the ongoing speculation. It's West Ham and Everton that want Jesse Lingard. Now, a few weeks ago, West Ham's first team coach, Stuart Pearce, said that West Ham want to sign Lingard, and he mentioned that Lingard is a special lad. Well, West Ham did receive a huge boost in their pursuit of Lingard, because it said we dropped our asking price for Lingard to 20 million. Initially, we was demanding 30 million. Fabrizio Romano mentioned that West Ham were ready to submit another bid. Lingard enjoyed a 4-month loan spell with West Ham last season, and he made an impact. Lingard's current contract at Man United expires next year. Lingard has been part of the club for a long time. very long time, raising up our academy. He's won trophies at Man United, Lingard. He's won the FA Cup, the Community Shield, the Europa League and the EFL Cup, and obviously he's scored in some of them finals. There was a period where Lingard went like a year or just over a year without registering a goal in the Premier League or registering an assist. Lingard's had quite a few loan spells with Leicester, Birmingham, Brighton, Derby and West Ham. Matic, I'd also like us to offload him, but we won't be offloading him in this summer transfer window. There's a good chance that we'll offload Matic in January or next summer. Matic isn't one of our first choice midfielders, but despite that, Matic still seems to get his chances. I've always had my strong reservations about Matic because he's always been a static midfielder, plus he's ageing up. We got Matic for 40 million from Chelsea back in 2017. Matic has been with us for like 4 years. Fred, he's another player I'd like Manchester United to offload. But won't be offloading him in this summer transfer window. I think there's a good chance we'll offload Fred next year. Got my strong reservations about Fred. He's had his good games at Man United, but no, not good enough to represent the club, and we overpaid for him. We got Fred for, 50 million from Shakhtar Donetsk. Donny van der Beek, he's another player I think we need to offload because quite clearly he's not getting enough game time at Manchester United. Earlier on in the summer, Donny van der Beek was subjected to a lot of transfer speculation. This is van der Beek's second full season at Man United. I haven't really had much of a perception on him at Man United, but in general he is a good player. I thought he was very good at Ajax. Last season, Van der Beek made 36 appearances for Man United in all competitions, but most of them appearances come from the bench. I recall Van der Beek starting just 4 games in the league last season. But we got him in a deal worth 40 million from Ajax, with add-ons included. He's got a contract with Man United till 2025, and he's versatile. He can play in 3 different roles. Van der Beek has to start against Wolves this Sunday because he played no part whatsoever against Southampton last weekend. I know that Van der Beek played in our final pre-season game against Everton. Lindelof, I also want us to offload him, but won't be offloading him now. Good chance we'll offload him in January or next summer. Lindelof isn't good enough to represent the club because analysing the vast majority of his games at Man United he's been inconsistent. We got Lindelof in a deal worth 31 million from Benfica back in 2017 and he's got a contract with Man United till 2024. Like I said, Martial, I think we also need to offload him. Won't be offloading him now. I think in January or next summer there's a good chance he will leave. So there you go. But revert back to what I've said regarding the summer transfer window. I think Man United have enjoyed a good summer transfer window. Solskjaer did mention earlier on in the window that he's been very pleased with our transfer business. Solskjaer has received the backing he deserves. Solskjaer wasn't backed enough for such a long time. Our owners, the Glazers, have backed him surprisingly, only because they've been persuaded to. Woodward has said several times before that he'd back Solskjaer. John Murtough, who was our director of football, he's played a part in getting Solskjaer the players that he wanted in. Matt Judge and Darren Fletcher have also played a part. This summer transfer window has been Solskjaer's 5th transfer window as permanent Manchester United manager. So far this season, we have taken 4 points from our first 2 league games. Beat Leeds on the opening day 5-1, and we're due with Southampton last weekend 1-1. And there's already some Man United fans demanding Solskjaer out. Yes, we do play Wolves this Sunday. That's going to be Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's 100th Premier League game as Manchester United manager. Solskjaer's managed over 150 games as Man United manager in all competitions. But I've said to this season is absolutely massive for Solskjaer, and he is aware of that because Solskjaer has got big expectations to exceed. And a lot of United fans reckon that the expectations are far too high for him. But Solskjaer has to win a trophy this season. He has not yet won a trophy as Manchester United manager, and we haven't won a trophy since 2017. That's nowhere near good enough to our standards. Solskjaer's ambition for this season is to win the Premier League. We haven't won the Premier League since 2013. And before the start of the season, Solskjaer talked up Man United's title hopes, didn't he? I certainly think we are title contenders with bringing Sancho and Varane in. This season is Solskjaer's 3rd full season as Man United manager. I'm not Ollie out yet. If results aren't going our way in the next 6 or 7 games, then probably my perception will change and I'll start demanding him out. But I'll stick to what I've said numerous times before. Ole is not the long-term manager for Man United. I certainly think we made a mistake giving him that new contract before the start of the season. Ole's under contract with Man United till 2024 with an option of a further year. He won't see out this new contract. Ole has been in charge of Manchester United now for almost 3 years. And the reason he's lasted as long as he has done is because he's a club legend. So that's what's basically saved his job. Before Solskjaer was with us, he was at Molde. He won a few Norwegian titles at Molde, but they're not a big club. He enjoyed 2 spells with them, and before Molde he was at Cardiff, and his record at Cardiff was terrible. Solskjaer hasn't got a proven pedigree as a manager, and his decision making is very, very poor, because analysing the vast majority of his games at Man United, he's been tactically naive. So like I've said before, his decision making and him not having a proven pedigree are my 2 biggest concerns. We appointed Solskjaer in December 2018 to replace Mourinho. He's been permanent Manchester United manager since March 2019. But like I've said to you before, Solskjaer is our best manager since Ferguson, despite me criticising him a lot during his managerial tenure at Man United. But Solskjaer will be doing his press conference ahead of the Wolves game very soon. On my next video, I will be giving you my reaction to that. So anyway guys, that's everything to update you for today. Drop your comments, likes, explore on the channel. If you do, consider subscribe as always, and take care. God bless. See you all again very, very soon.